Today on the Canadian Arcade, we're going to update you on the Nintendo Sheriff project.
What are we doing, Chance?
Okay. Ooh, neat. So this is a bit of a seminal moment for me, arcade-wise. We just got... We haven't done many videos on the Sheriff yet. That's because on the back end, a lot of the repairs and stuff have been done by some experts that aren't me or Josh. We had the board out, the soundboard out, completely redone by Andre, a good buddy of ours here in Calgary. Really cool guy. He actually, his day job is he works on the electronic systems on CF-18 fighter jets. So I trust him with my Sheriff board set. The monitor was rebuilt by our friend Josh E, who you've seen on the channel now and again. He did the full once over on it, so we blasted it with the rejuvenator. We capped it. Did our best, so that's back. I just took 5 minutes. I threw the board back in. I connected everything, threw the monitor in. I had to put a new power cable on the monitor because that was cut up. Whoever had this before me at some point in time when it was down in the States, they had taken the power supply out, so I had a spare power supply, and so I put that in. I had to grab. I had to pull these the power cables, which were gutted because there was a switching power supply in here. I had to pull those off of another monitor, or sorry, out of another cabinet, but okay, still what has to be done? Well, the whole thing needs a restoration, we know that. This is of course broken off. The top is over here. We need new artwork. We need to do, the top of this needs to be completely repainted white. I'm gonna redo all the wood and try and find new vinyl or new laminate for the sides. My biggest complaint every time anyone restores an old classic wood grain arcade is they can never get this wood right, and it always just looks kind of funny. Some really good restorations have happened for Sheriff and other cocktail cabinets from Nintendo over the years, but I mean it just doesn't look right, and that bugs me. So I've actually got a chip off of this that broke off the back that I'm going to be sourcing from one of my buddies, and we're going to try and figure out exactly what the original color is. We're going to do the buttons. We've got some parts for the coin plate. This lock bar is going to get cleaned up and powder coated. This is part of what looks like a coat hanger. New locks, tons of stuff. So also the feet, we need to chrome that. The body we're just going to clean up, but everything else is pretty straightforward. Talking to Mike from Mike's Arcade about some new buttons. I am going to resin cast a couple new knobs because these are the originals. They're impossible to find, and I think we just need a copy of them. There's enough Sheriff owners out there that we need them, and I want to put some resin cast copies on here because one of them's already starting to crack, and I just don't want to deal with it down the road. But yeah, for the most part, it just needs a little bit of magic eraser, and we're gonna repaint the black on the bottom and chrome the feet. I also need leg levelers for it. I don't know where to find those. So if any of you out there are gutting a Nintendo cocktail, or you have it and it's got a set of leg levelers on it, the little one with the white feet, just let me know. I'll definitely take them off your hands. But it's been a long time coming, almost exactly a year since we picked this up, definitely more than a year than I knew its existence. We're gonna just shut the rest of the arcade down here for a second so we can hear things. I'm gonna turn on that circuit, turn off the black lights. We'll get some better lighting in the room. turn the sound off on the movie.
Oh.
So there's a power switch somewhere over here. I'm just gonna go down there. I need to put a new power cord on it too. Okay, so it's off. I'm gonna rebuild the joysticks too. All right.
Here we go.
Now I haven't tuned the monitor yet, so we may not even get a picture.
Ooh. No smoke yet.
Ooh. Yes!
Look at that.
Yes!
Quenner up.
So you can see it's a little collapsed on the one side because we have to tweak. This.
And is there a adjustment from the board itself?
There's tons of adjustments on this
There's
thing.
like it's cut off at the top, right? With the
Yeah,
credits?
yeah.
Or is that supposed to be like that?
No. They're supposed to be. Again, we haven't tuned the monitor, so. Plus, I've got to go into the back. We got to pull the monitor back out and adjust it. But
Yeah.
color sheriff, man.
Let's quen it up and test that part works.
We're gonna have to beep out all this swearing, but. That's a little loud. Hold on, I gotta check the switches on the diagram. You know what's interesting about this game? Let's get that. Oh, I'm getting new glass for it too. We're definitely putting a new sheet of glass on this. Oh, as I scrape up my air hockey table. Okay. Video monitor and sound PCB. Number of sheriffs. Okay, so VR 1, 2, and 3. Sound volume's the one on the far right. Brightness, horizontal sync, vertical size, vertical synchronization. Do not touch the inside of the video monitor, which may be power supply, blah, blah, blah. So kinds of sound. So rogue advancing sound, condor appearing sound, that's VR1. VR2 is sheriff pistol firing. VR3 is consolidated sound adjustment for the two of those.
3 different sound knobs.
4 different sound knobs, because there's a sound
Master
volume. Yeah. Then there's a consolidated volume for 1 and 2, which are the game sounds, and then there's individual game sounds. So you could, if you wanted to, adjust them. And that got rid of the
hum.
The hum. Oh. The controls need to be cleaned. Yeah. I love that it flashes blue.
So the Bandido you have right now is monochrome. It just has a...
It's got a plastic overlay.
gel thing on it.
Yeah, the joystick needs to be rebuilt bad. Ah, this is so much better to play than Bandido. I know it's virtually the same game. But like the controls, like, okay, so for those of you who don't know, oh Jesus, 4. Die. Move. Oh, see, the joystick stuck on me and I went that way. Okay, for those of you who don't know, Nintendo created Sheriff in
79?
79. No, 80. I think they built it in 79. I wonder what the... We'll have to look. Look at the color on that. I mean, you can't really see that at home, but the color is just so vibrant.
Sweet cookies.
Sweet cookies. Okay, so just a little precursor. So Nintendo created Sheriff and released Sheriff in European market, apparently the Canadian market, definitely in the Japanese market, because a lot of the cabinets out there are Japanese. This one actually has a Japanese serial number, or Japanese Amusement Association sticker on it. But it doesn't have the Japanese serial number, so I don't know, because some of these serial plates are different. Like some of the early prototype Sheriffs, the black and white ones with a little bit different top on them. There's a couple of them in Canada, especially the prototype one that our buddy Sasha has out in Ontario. That's actually for sale right now. This cabinet itself is kind of like the more, if you can't say more mass-produced, because there really wasn't that many Sheriffs out there. But this one is more to like the Sheriff that we all know and love, like the upright and whatnot, as far as the color version. So what they didn't, as far as I know, they didn't really release this in the United States because they licensed the game to a company called Exidy, which I have over here, which is a Bandido. So I got this last summer, I think it was. So now this is a black and white, I think Wellsgarner 100 monitor in it.
Right.
And great little cabinet. This joystick is just a bitch. And then the knob, of course, is substantially different playability on it. Like this one does not rotate in the same function. So we've got a color overlay here, which makes everything blue, red up top and yellow on the middle. Where if you compare that to the actual Sheriff screen, now we've got baby blue for the Bandidos, we've got red and white and green and yellow for the display up top. Of course, the Corral is yellow. Sheriff is, you know, yellow, and then I got green and red for the gates. Yeah. So and then some purple in there. So that is awesome. And the sound is amazing on this game. And then it flashes blue when you get shot. The Condor is purple. Like, this is how Sheriff should look. And play, too. Because this knob triples, as far as I'm concerned now, and playing Alex Crowley's out in England, triples your game playability. Like, I think, if anything, Bandido's really cool because you're really handicapped. It really like cuts you back on what you can and can't do with these controls as far as movement goes, because even though I've rebuilt this Exidy stick, it's a bitch. Like it is a stiff, firm, stiff stick. And the knob isn't really playable. The mechanics on the knob are very similar, but they're completely different in a way that it doesn't make it intuitive to rotate. Not having that top of the knob, that protrusion in the knob, makes it also hard to play. So if you really wanted to get good at this game, you get good at this game with this cabinet, which is what I've been practicing.
And I think like that protrusion that you're talking about too, that helps you sort of figure out which way is it aimed right now.
You know what? I was thinking that originally when I first got into this game and started playing it, but honestly now I think I just look at where his gun's facing. I don't even notice,
that works too, yeah.
Right? But yeah, for the beginner player, it definitely does help. And again, just like on other Nintendo cabinets, Nintendo controls are the best way to play Nintendo games.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
People say, "Oh, I don't want to spend $40 on buttons." Well, now the good Mike's Arcade Repros exist. It doesn't really matter. But so like a good proper button and a Nintendo button, depending on the game and for the game, and good proper Nintendo joysticks, that mechanical sloppy feel. It's the same over here with the Red Tent. Which is, I got the monitors out right now because I'm rejuvening them. The proper buttons, the 8 ways, the 4 ways, for a lot of those versus games are just the way to play them. There's no other way. And that right there is probably one of the things I was looking forward to the most between getting that up and running and not. So yeah, I'm excited. So that's a little bit of a precursor on what's coming this summer with the Nintendo Sheriff. So we talked about kind of what we're going to do to it. Got to get that monitor tuned, and got to clean up the cabinet a little bit, do a little bit of woodwork, and I got some spare parts waiting for it. And yeah, we're gonna go through that.
Good to see it working.
Oh, I'm so excited. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this little quick episode of the Canadian Arcade. We've had a lot of people asking for more arcade content because we've been doing a lot of pinball. Just so happens that we've been inundated in the last few months with a lot of pinball stuff. So thanks for the arcade guys bearing with us and waiting for an arcade video. More on the way. Trust us, we've got some coming. Especially the series this summer on restoring this. So first and foremost, huge thank you to the man that made this all happen. Fred, you're out there. Again, thank you so very much for this, and yeah, we'll definitely make you proud, man. Secondly, huge thanks to our buddies Andre and Josh for working on the boards and working on the monitor and getting those things back up to par. Yeah, man, I'm excited.
Yeah, it's come a long way, you know, and I mean, we didn't film a lot of the stuff in between because it was mostly super duper technical engineering type stuff that would probably bore you guys to death.
Yeah, and like I said, Andre, I mean, he was doing his thing, so we just kind of let it happen. Effectively, you guys didn't really miss anything. We sent the boards away for repair. We cleaned up the monitor. We're gonna do some more monitor videos this season. We've definitely got a whole bunch of monitors that we've kind of given triage, and you know, we'll go through kind of all my monitors and all Josh's monitors, and we'll find one that's a good, you know, general idea.
Yeah.
So yeah,
there's a lot of like physical work that needs to be done on this, redoing the cabinet. So I think that we're probably going to follow along with a lot of that process. This game is a little more interesting because there are some interesting parts on it, like the wood paneling and the trim around it, things that we don't typically deal with in like a lot of our arcade restoration. This is a little bit of a different take on it. Yeah. So we'll be able to follow along and see how we handle that kind of stuff.
So anyways, guys, again, real short video, but very important video for us here on the Canadian Arcade. If you guys like what we're doing on the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you guys have any questions or comments, leave them down below in the comment section. Once again, thanks, Fred. Really means so very much to myself, and yeah, so thank you very much. And until next time,
thanks for watching.
Hey guys, one more quick thing on this video. We want to proudly announce the new Canadian Arcade online store where you can get a bunch of shirts, phone cases, mugs, that kind of stuff, and even some of the products we're giving away 100% of the proceeds to the Canadian Red Cross. So go ahead and click this link right here and go get yourself some swag.